Okay, we have all the cables fastened except for the winch cable, and I'm going to show you how to tighten up the cables and where to start first. So kind of zoom in here a little bit and I'll show you. You're going to need either a crescent wrench. I have a 15/16 socket, deep socket, and I've got a 9/16 opened in. So you're going to need a couple of crescent wrenches or 9/16 and socket wrench like this. So first of all, I start in the bottom. I get the threads all the way taken up on the bottom fittings before I do anything. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. This is one reason we left the hoist jacked up a little bit when we're putting it together, so we can get underneath here to tighten things up. So I'm going to put the wrench on the nut, and again it's 15/16, and I've got a 9/16 open in here, which I'm going to, so I can lock it up. I want to tighten that nut as far as I can tighten it until it dead ends. And you want to do this with all the ones on the bottom. And what that does is it keeps this as low as possible so it won't interfere with the carriage that's dropping down. Once we have all the lower ones tightened, we can go up and do the upper cables, which are up here. What you want to do is tighten these up so the cables aren't real tight. You want to be able to grab onto them a little bit. You don't want cables real tight, but you don't want a whole lot of slack either. Same thing is true on the other side here. This is the back side of the hoist. You don't want them real tight, but you don't want them real sloppy either. I've got the nuts adjusted up here, and I've got the nut bottomed out on that fitting down below, just like I did on the other one. On the front of the hoist, on not the winch side, but the other side, there's a fitting down here too that needs to be tightened up. Same way, you want to bottom it out. And the top, this is the winch cable where it ends. This cable, as long as you have some thread showing, you're all set. It really doesn't mean a whole lot at this point, but the other end of this cable goes into the winch, and that will be the next thing we start on. Okay, it's time to put the winch on. We're to that point. Here's what you got. You've got the wheel threads on here. We're going to take that off a little bit later, but right now we need to take the cover off. You need a screwdriver to do that. There's a screw down there, and there's a screw on the upper portion. Loosen them up. Take the cover off. You've got the winch. Now, there's a slot on the back of this winch that we're going to hook this bolt onto. We're going to stick the winch over that bolt, and it's going to hang off the lift like that. But what we need to do first is get this bolt on the winch, and it's going to go from the inside out. This will be the back side washer and nut, and we'll put that on right now onto the column, onto the winch column. There. We'll leave enough there so we don't have to fight with it. And what we'll do is we'll attempt to get the slot of the winch over the bolt, and we'll hang it in place. Now I've got a ladder here to help me out. You can put this on the ground before you stand the column up, but it makes the column really top heavy. So again, I've got the slot of the winch. I'm going to drop over the head of the bolt. There, it's on. Now what you want to do is kind of leave that loose. There's another bolt. If you want to come around to the side here a little bit, I can show you. There's another bolt that goes inside here, and you're going to stick it through the winch. It's a little hard to get to. Okay, I've got the bolt in there, and what you need to do is push all the way through, line it up, till the bolt head comes out the other side and put a washer and nut on that. And then go ahead and tighten up both of those. And the next step will be to put the wheel on the winch and to thread the cable in the winch. So I'll go ahead and tighten her up and we will go to the next step.